What's going on, everyone? BouseFeenux here, and Halloween is just over the horizon. So with that, I've gone ahead and put together a list of some of my favorite Halloween games that I think you'll enjoy. This list is in no particular order. Let's jump in. Coming in at the first spot on our list is a game I watched one of my favorite Twitch streamers play pretty much all summer. This is Dead by Daylight, a 4v1 game where 4 players take on the role of a hapless survivor, and the last dude gets to be a horrifying monster. The goal of this game is to escape a randomly generated environment based off of a few different tile sets by solving puzzles and avoiding the killer. You might be surprised to find that Dead by Daylight actually has quite the competitive scene. There's ranked play, and you can enhance your survivor or monster experience with various perks. The game can be a bit cheesy at times, and there are various hackers out there, but regardless, Dead by Daylight is worth a solid amount of playtime if you like horror-based PvP games. Yeah, I know, let's just go ahead and get this one out of the way. This is Five Nights at Freddy's' sister location, and it was very recently released. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of these games. I mean, they're okay, but honestly, they rely a lot on the jump scare factor on the surface. However, if you dig a little deeper, you'll find that there's a lot of interesting lore associated with the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, and this newest installment is no different. On top of that, I gotta say that I actually really enjoyed this one. It changed up its formula quite a bit, which, for the creator of the game, having made several games for this franchise that were almost the exact same, was admittedly a big risk, and I think those of us that experienced this game and enjoyed it are pretty thankful for that. Anyway, if you haven't played this game and it looks somewhat interesting to you, just go do it. I don't want to spoil anything else for you, you just gotta check this one out for yourself. Moving on to our number 3 spot, I had to include the original Outlast, and I want to make a note here that the Whistleblower DLC is definitely worth a playthrough as well, as it completes the main story, which ends on a massive cliffhanger. I included this because, for one, it's just so damn good. They nailed the Amnesia-style horror game, and atmosphere, setting, and story are all amazing. In Outlast, you play as a journalist investigating a decrepit old insane asylum where it's rumored that a large corporate entity is using the patients for some pretty twisted experiments. The game has a pretty neat parkour system, but pretty much that set of skills and your camera are all you get to survive with. If you haven't played this game yet, you can probably get it for dirt cheap with the DLC somewhere, and now is a really good time to play through it because the sequel is coming out soon, and you don't want to miss that. Soma is the number 4 game on our list, and was basically last year's must-play horror game. Developed by Frictional Games, the studio that brought you Penumbra and Amnesia, Soma is a sci-fi horror game set below the Atlantic Ocean. This is another one of those games where you can't fight back and instead must hide or use your environment to outsmart your foes, which, if you've played Amnesia or Penumbra, this won't be surprising to you. The game has a pretty fantastic environment and the dialogue is great. Some of the interactions between the characters are memorable, and there's even a few humorous moments thrown in to lighten things up. Don't get me wrong though, this game is still scary as hell. Alright, finally, a horror game on this list where you get to kick some ass. We're down to the number 5 spot, and it's here that we take a look at quite possibly one of my favorite horror games of all time. This is The Evil Within, and fun fact, this game was almost a Resident Evil game, but was repurposed into this, and I'm pretty happy about that. In The Evil Within, you'll play a detective sent to investigate a massacre at a nearby hospital. Once you get there, though, things kinda take a turn for the worst and some really trippy shit ends up going down. I don't want to spoil too much for you guys, but I do want to say that this game is seriously worth a playthrough. As with Outlast, you can probably get this game dirt cheap, and you'll want to make sure you also get the DLC for it as well, as it continues the story massively. We're getting down to the wire here, and coming in at our number 6 spot is a game that I actually really enjoyed. This is Layers of Fear, and it's a horror game with a focus on exploration, narrative, and puzzle solving. There are, of course, your garden variety jump scares in this game, but the real horror in this title comes from the unnerving atmosphere of the house you're exploring and the inner monologue of the character you're playing as he relives his past actions. Now, I know this sounds kind of boring and artsy, but give it a chance. It's actually a very immersive title. Oh boy, this game. It's been taking the internet by storm lately, and it's in our 7th and final spot. We're taking a look at Hello Neighbor, a survival, puzzle-based horror game where the objective is to sneak into your neighbor's house and find out what he keeps in the basement. This game is in early access right now, and I believe there's a public alpha available for it. Anyway, the concepts of Hello Neighbor seem like they're going to be pretty awesome. The neighbor is controlled by AI, and it learns from your every playthrough. Like going in through the back window repeatedly? Expect to find a bear trap. Going in through the front door often? He's gonna put cameras there. I really like the concept of this game, and I'm pretty excited to see how it develops. I think Hello Neighbor is going to be a hit, so definitely put it on your radar. But that's gonna do it for me today, folks, as we take a look at 7 awesome horror games you should definitely check out this Halloween season. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to support it with a like down below, and consider sharing it with your friends. Additionally, consider subscribing if you're new here, and click the bell icon so that you never miss a video. Until next time, though, I'm BouseFeenux. I'll see you at the next video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.